Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC here. We're out here at the Avon Park Aero Modelers Club. We're going to take up the Skynetic Shrike. If you were to get this plane, you'll need at least a receiver with 5 channels, because you do have flaps with this. And looky here, looky here, looky here. Isn't that cool? Definitely low enough where I could interfere with it, and I certainly wouldn't want to do that. Big C-130. Guess that's what that is. I hope you military people can tell me. But back to this little plane. That was a special treat. But the Shrike, yeah, just a power glider. Get it from Motion RC. It's the Skynetic brand, which is their in-house brand. You've got very bright, vibrant colors on the top of the wing, the green and the white and the blue markings. On the underside, I have added this blue tape here. You know what? Maybe that came with it. I've had this plane since it was first released. Maybe that's on it already. That would make sense. But if it's not, you need to add something to give you some contrast when she's flying over. She does have flaps also, like I've said, and it's neat because when it's coming at you, you can see the Skynetic brand coming at you. All right, and she's also got nav lights on the wings, which are quite bright whenever we get a little more dusk lighting. They show up real well. Recently you watched my video of the Shrike down at the Crooked Lake there near my house, and you can see just how vibrant those lights are. All right, timer set for 7 minutes. Turn our prop on. Okay, and with this plane here, honestly, just take off into the wind and put your takeoff flaps down, and then just kind of give her a nice forward chunk, slightly upwards at about half throttle is really all you need. And does have that carbon spar that goes through the wing, so that helps with it flexing. Just a nice little glider, nice little power glider. Bringing her right at me now. Kind of see them lights, hopefully. But I've had this plane since it was released. I want to say that the plane is 3 or 4 years old. I really don't know. It has enough rudder authority to direct your yaw, but you know, for line up for landing and stuff. But it's not like here. I maybe kind of sort of do a little bit of a knife edge, but definitely not its forte. All right, I got landing flaps in. You have a really nice belly skid, and then there's a skid on the tail, towards the tail, to help with those landings so you don't mar up the foam. Power is off right now. Folding prop, and there you go. That's how you want to land it. Now this Geotech is basically fabric that's pulled over the grass, and it's tarred. So anything you land on it is going to get black. It's going to get black marring on it. And so you can look at the belly of this Shrike and see that I have landed many times. I would suggest, if you get this, get some DeBros skid plates. There's just a little black thing that you glue on. It gives you a little kick up. That way it keeps his wing off the pavement and off grass, and keeps it out, you know, to help keep it from marring up on. You got a skid there, big belly skid here. So that's really the only thing I would add to it. The plane is incredibly easy. you got this basically giant golf tee that just, the wings are a quick connect. They just slide right in. Servo connections are already done for you. Excuse me. You slide the wings in, you put that big golf tee through, that locks your wings in, and that's all you got to do. I think whenever you assemble it, all you have to do is put the tail or the vertical stabilizer on. I think that's pretty much it. All right, we're gonna take off this time without landing flat or takeoff flaps, and I'm just gonna kind of a little bit more of an upward chunk, a good solid 3/4 throttle, and just kind of push her forward. Yeah, see, that's full rudder, and it's not really enough to turn her, just enough to give you a little bit of directional control. But in a power glider, you know, heavy rudder control is not your thing. But big, wide, fast sweeping turns, going up, trying to catch a little bit of a thermal, riding the wind. That's what you're doing with a sport glider. Beautiful plane, very elegant. Very easy to see with that green and that white and the blue. And you know, I'm thinking that those stripes on the underneath the belly do come that way, because that was an awfully good looking stripe job on there. I'm thinking I'm not quite that precision. We'll set her up for another landing. This time we will not use the landing flaps, so we're going to get it out here. I use my rudder a little bit for direction, and we're going to line her up for a landing. And see, I'm not using my flaps now, so it does take longer to land her. All right, but it's certainly not going to hurt the fat guy to walk a little bit, that's for sure. Now you can also launch her underhanded, very similar to the way you would launch the e-flite Consindo. Now this plane to me is a good competition for the Consindo in the 3S version. The Consindo in the 4S blows this one away. However, it does have enough power to underhand. Okay, I got it. See where I got my hand? All right, and I'm going to just give her a nice chunk at almost full throttle, straight up, and she takes off just fine. Just give her a little forward push up, and she'll fly just fine. Take off right out of your hand. All right, now let's land. Okay, got the flaps in this time. I'm into the wind. Pretty much kind of a similar approach, and you can see how much slower or how much shorter my landing is. There, see, much more controlled. Into the wind. The wind is crazy right now. Boy, that C-130, he's making his presence known, isn't he? But all right, we still got about 4 minutes. This time we'll do an underhand launch using the takeoff flaps, which as you can see, the takeoff flaps are not that much. Okay. There we go. Let's kind of push her forward, let her go. Great plane. Very much a great beginner plane. You'll learn the normal tractor style. She's not intimidating. She's fast enough to keep it fun, but yet still she's can fly slow enough to where a beginner is not going to get intimidated by her. And you do get that whoosh sound when it goes by. That's a added bonus. Oh yeah, gotta love it. Now I have no kind of gyro in her at all. I've actually got a flaps are in. I've actually got a S603 DSMX protocol receiver, which is basically just a generic receiver. And I've already got it shoved way back, so I'm not going to show it, but it's black. And it says S603 on the top. It's boxy, very similar to the AR36A old sport receivers that e-flite discontinued a few years ago. It's that shape, that little rectangle box shape. And it's got two very long antennas, and I've got them 90 degrees from each other. But just to show you the throws, my rates on the plane are 100% throws over 30% expo. Look at the ailerons, a lot of movement. Elevator's got a lot of movement, a lot of rudder. And that's landing flaps, and that's takeoff flaps. And folks, that's the Shrike. Still got 3.5 minutes, but I mean, you can get this thing up with throttle management. I'm running a 2200 smart pack, Spectrum smart pack in her. You get this thing up, throttle management, you could get 12 minutes of flying time out of it easy. I'm running around pretty hard, just showing her what she can do. But if you got up, took it easy, just kind of cruised around, you get 12 minutes out of a 2200. Just show you where I have the 2200, and I like the CG. The motor's off. I don't have the sound problems up real high, so you're probably not able to hear them. You got a pin release. 2200 is right there, so you can see the back of the motor. So basically about 1.5 finger width back from the back of the motor. Now there is nothing protecting you in the back of that spinning motor, so you do not want to put anything up because it'll grind. You come up against that motor and you're going to grind the end of your battery. You don't want to do that. So it's meant for the battery to be further in, but that's where the battery sits. Very easy plane. Let me just show you the breakdown. All right, you've got your, let me go ahead and disconnect the battery real quick. Pull the battery out. It has one heavy duty Velcro strap. I recommend putting either shelf paper or Velcro underneath. Pull your battery out. Okay, you got your battery hatch off, right? Pull this big golf tee out, and then just pull on the wing. There's one wing, and the other wing pulls right out. Okay, see? And look at the end of the wing. There's those quick connects. You can see them right there. And there's that quick connect right there. Wing just slides in, and the golf tee is what holds the two wings in. So here, I'm going to reassemble it. Put the wing in. Okay. I'm going to take the other wing, line up my hole with my spar. Okay. Hole with a spar there. Slide it in. And then I'm going to take that golf tee, slide that in, and now my wings are on. And that's all there is to breaking that plane down. That's all there is to it. Well, all right, folks, that is the Skynetic Shrike. Highly recommend this. This is be a great first plane. If you were to put a gyroed receiver in here, either a Spectrum World or an Admiral Stability Plus receiver, be great for a beginner. I don't have any kind of a gyro in it, but and if you even want to try it without a gyro, she's very stable, very forgiving, and yeah, I just really like the plane. Really recommend her. She's $169 at Motion RC. Last I checked yesterday, they are in stock, so there you go. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching. This is Fat Guy Flies RC saying see you later. God bless you. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and them planes. Bye-bye.